remember clearly that I decided to do music after I won the Chopin competition. I mean, this answer can always change, you know. It's like there was for me never this specific moment that I said I only want to do this, you know. Of course, I love music, but maybe because of also the fact that I never had this pressure. So I was always interested in a lot of things. But of course, music was the main, you know, you need this dedication, a lot of time, you know, to study and everything. The lucky thing is that my parents never pushed me. I always had many, many hobbies. You know, I also really loved sports. I swimmed kind of, you know, quite seriously until I was 14, 15. At that time, I had to choose between music and swimming. And it's very easy because I'm a night person, so it's hard for me to get up at 5 and go to the training, you know, every morning. And yeah, I'm happy I made the right choice now. I think it's quite late, to be honest, to become a professional pianist. It started as a toy there was a electric keyboard at home, and then I just started. And then even my first teacher was that my dad found on a newspaper, just, you know, as a hobby to do something during the weekends, have some lesson. And then little by little, really, I had my first serious piano at 12, I think, 11 or 12. And that's also when I started doing some, you know, junior competition. And, you know, kids is like that, you know, if you have encouragement from some good results. I think from my teenage years, maybe around 15 or 16, when I played in a local orchestra, and then people said that Bruce Liu or something, you know, looked maybe some kind of similar looking. So I don't know. Since then, I have kept that name a bit in mind, but never really thought about using it. And then just at the competition, I just put the name with my Chinese name together, and then I think to make the job of the presenter a little bit easier. And then, you know, after I won, they think that it's a good name to use as in the market, or to, you know, for everyone to remember. I think that's maybe my secret of winning the Chopin, is the pandemic period. It was like a moment that wasn't painful for me at all. I know it was a hard time for a lot of people, but we also have much more time for ourselves. And I started, you know, have finally time to read books, you know, watch things I have never time to watch, and also cooking, and walking a lot in the nature, in the mountains, and, you know, and this actually kind of emptiness gave me a lot of new thoughts on music, actually, because I used to be much more rational in terms of playing, more like, you know, we get out from the student, you do what the teacher tells you to do, but that time I started to develop my own personality. To be honest, this is something that I also want to know, so I can also keep my success. But I think unfortunately there's not such formula, because in art is such a unique path for everyone, and I think I'm still finding it actually. I can only say that for me, I never had this very clear goal. To be honest, to actually just enjoy what you do. But I think the most important is that you just believe what you're doing, and if you're convinced, and if you're having passion, curiosity always, and being stubborn is nice, because I'm a Taurus. People say that sometimes I'm very stubborn, but stubborn in a way that you're very open-minded. Most people actually think that playing recital is a more challenging thing, because of course you're alone on stage for 2 hours. But I think for me it's actually your own moment, which I actually enjoy it a lot, and it's like a sort of intimacy that you don't have to share with anyone. Share with people that you only met like one day, for example, orchestra, which is also nice, because I'm a very social person, and at the concert everybody is so involved, and we're creating this atmosphere together. But the recital is always special, because you are just speaking to yourself, basically. I like wine, especially here. It's since 2 years ago, the first time I came here, they told me you have to try this Riesling in Rheingau. Some pianists come here, play for no fee, but they bring back 10 bottles of Riesling, as a condition or something. So I have heard a lot of funny rumors about this festival since even before I came here. But yeah, I think it's I'm kind of a wine person. If you tell me what is my favorite alcohol, has always been wine.